off on the forward line. Roman Hamrlik also, Tom, a game-time decision with a similar injury, a bone bruise. Not unlike Brunettes, took a slap shot off the knee in their game against Toronto, but Hamrlik, the Czech Olympian, is in the lineup. So both teams pretty much at full strength as Loksanen's quick shot is kicked aside by Osgood. Mitchell works it behind. Hamrlik and Loksanen. It's Richard Park on the wing with Walls and Antti Loksanen here. Loksanen. Dick Tarnstrom, a young rookie, trying to work on his game. 26-year-old Swede, his first year in the National Hockey League. Yashin, longtime Senator, moves it up to Cherkovsky. And Cherkovsky bumps it ahead. Isbister's a young, strong, physical player, 6'4", 230. Mazay keeps it in at the blue line. And the Wild will bring it right back out. Sergei Zholtok centers the next group that comes on the ice. Dom Kelly and Dupuis on his wings. As Branislav Mazay, who was recently been told, stick around for a while, kid, find yourself a place to stay, is in the lineup again today. Top pick of the Islanders just a couple of seasons ago. Eric Cairns. Sean Bates, Sekrish in on it. Bouncing puck, Dom Kelly tried to control, and it's brought out by Cairns. Pushed ahead to Pekka. Pekka the shot, the save made by Rolison.
And that's a good shot by Pekka coming in there. He had a winger there right now, a little bit of action going on. You see Rolison getting a little upset, and a lot of times situations like this, you try to give that little bit of spark to your team early on. That may be what Rolison is doing here. Took a little stick into the midsection, not very happy with that. And so he's coming on the backside right now, picking up his stick once again. But Pekka does a nice job here because he's able to control the puck coming in. He takes a look. Is he going to pass? No. No place to go there. He decides to go the other way with it and take the shot right to the target, looking for a rebound. But he had, at the same time, he had Bates coming in on that right wing position. Everyone just kind of grabbing on. Pekka just kind of a little anticipation here. You see the quick transition game. The big captain comes down. And being a right-handed shot on the left side there gives him a little bit better shooting angle.
Michael Pekka and Dwayne Rolison, teammates in Buffalo for a few seasons. Of course, the story well documented. Pekka sitting out last year in a contract dispute. And traded, did Mike Milbury for Michael Pekka and gave him the C. Parrish the wraparound. Pat save made by Rolison. Good shot by Mark Parrish. Mazay gets it across to Eric Cairns. Mark Parrish, the Wild having trouble.
Out of the point, getting his face into the middle of things. Watch right here as he picks up the puck and comes in. Watch Brown in from behind him, though. Brown's going to come in from behind, and you can see as he comes down, the stick comes up as Brown takes him out, gets him a little bit above the eye there. Not too much damage done, but he certainly felt the wrath of Mr. Brown on that play.
Claude Lapointe, depth, speed, and character. 6th year. A former 12th round pick, and now a little blood to go along with it. Face-off won by Fontaine. Pat LaFontaine, Tommy, the captain of the '84 U.S. Olympic team.
Well, he was one of those players that was so much fun to watch, and the reason for that, he was so creative. Of course, his time in Buffalo, his time in the Islanders, certainly they will miss him because of the number of concussions he had, and that certainly is one of the concerns that all the players have nowadays, all with the helmets, but he was just a treat to watch, and because he was not very big and he wasn't one of those big tough guys, but I'll tell you, he knew how to handle the puck.
530 games played with the Islanders, 566 points in a New York Islander uniform, so over a point a game when he played at the Nassau Memorial Coliseum, calling that his home rink. Aaron Gavey, Stacey Roost, and Darby Hendrickson together. Trade for today. No start where he was leading the NHL in scoring. Gavey off the turnover. Roost a drive, and Osgood makes a save.
And that's a good shot.
Make the playoffs for the first time. Lucky 7 shoulder.
No competition from within is also good.
Nothing wrong with that. Dom Kelly, neutral ice area, bumps it ahead to Pascal Dupuis, the drive. And it's over the net of Osgood. Back the other way, Kip Miller with Dave Scatcher, 2-on-1. Miller looking, shot, score. Kip Miller has been hot since being signed from the American Hockey League, and he beats Dwayne Rolison. Islanders lead 1-0.
Well, they've been very happy with his play, no question. He and Scatcher coming down 2-on-1. When you have one defensive back, you try to pull back just a little bit, hoping that you will force a defenseman to do something. You watch right here, trying straight in the middle, Schultz in the middle here, and all of a sudden there's the play by Miller coming in. It just takes a shot. Minnesota getting overloaded, obviously. odd man rush coming here, 2-on-1, and he makes the most of it. That goal coming at 12:39, scoring his 3rd goal of the year.
So Kip Miller now has 11 points in his 11 games played in a New York Islander uniform. The 1990 Hobie Baker Award winner from Michigan State, part of the famed family. Kip, Kelly, and Kevin all played for Ron Mason in East Lansing. He scores that goal unassisted at 12:39 of the first period.
Right in here. And all it takes is a bounce right here, which it does right there. And Miller just all of a sudden breaks away here. You can see Zoltok had moved in there, could not get back in time, trying to help out. And all of a sudden, it doesn't take much, and it's in the net. Miller doing a good job here. Brown also, the recipient of being caught a little bit too deep in the offensive area.
Well, Kip played earlier in his career in New York, down on the island, 17 games. He reaches an aggressive penalty kill system, which we will watch here. Bates starts up front with Michael Pekka. Janssen is one of the defensemen, along with the Iron Man Adrian Aucoin. Towards the point, Kuba got it past him. Here's Bates. He's got Pekka. Watch out for Michael Pekka. Good defensive play by Zoltok. So you talked about it, and they almost had a great chance.
Yeah, they sure did. And of course, you got the 2 guys going down the ice who each have 4 shorthanded goals.
Scary right there. And dumped in by Dowd. Now Bates, pardon me, I said Blake, but it's Bates and Pekka, Tom, exactly as you talked about with the 4 shorties on the season. Together up front. Zoltok. Osgood comes way out, plays it off the glass, and he's able to clear it out of the zone.
Yeah, it's almost, Mike, when you mentioned the 15 shorthanded goals, like these guys thrive on getting a penalty. Like whoever gets a penalty, I get a chance to go on the ice and maybe get a shorthanded goal. But 15 shorthanded goals, 6 of those have come on the road.
4 shorties in the past 6 games for the Islanders. In front of the net. Islander without a stick, trying to throw it out. It's kept in. Michael Pekka lost his stick. And now it's Stacey Roos. Roos has a man. Roos fires. Osgood makes a save.
Good shot by Stacey Roos. He took a look to make the pass. Nothing there. Took the good shot.
Sekris Roos. Roos tried to feed it to Park, and he couldn't tip it in. Pekka still without a stick. Schultz the shot. Pekka still blocked it. Roos picks it up to the point. Schultz back to Roos. Roos shot missed on the near side of Osgood. Schultz. Pekka without a stick. Another block shot. Kelly to Schultz. To Kelly. Kelly feeds it in front, just wide. Park tries to jump on the loose puck. He does so. Pekka has been out this whole time without any lumber. In front of the net, they just misconnecting. Roost and Park, 1 shot on the power play. What a job done by Michael Pekka. No stick and 2 block shots.
Those are some of the drills we usually do on the ice where you didn't have a stick. Defensemen especially trying to get in front of to block shots. Pekka, certainly those drills pay off.
Walls towards Dupuis, who fires the shot. Osgood makes the blocker save. Good jump for the Wild here in the 2nd period. Isbister gets it out of the zone, and a delayed offside is called. Tarnstrom gets it to Hammerlick, and play will go on. Brad Isbister drives down the near side boards on the backhand. He threads it through the crease. Kept in by Tarnstrom, picked up by Bombardier. Bombardier to Walls. Walls trying to move it ahead to Dupuis. Lots of traffic at neutral ice. Isbister, Tchaikovsky, and Yashin on the ice for the Islanders. Islanders unbeaten in their last 5, have won or tied every game since the All-Star break. They have 1 more game left before the Olympic break, and that is at Philadelphia on Tuesday night. A big game for the Islanders. Isbister walking in, dangerous shot, pad save made by Rolison.
Nice play by Rolison, kept the pad right against the pipe to make sure that puck was not going to elude him.
The Islanders now 20 of their last 20 in their penalty killing efforts, and Rolison looking sharp today. Yashin over to the near side. Kip Miller trying to gain control against Darby Hendrickson, and Hammerlick will take it at center. Hammerlick leaves for Dave Scatchard. Roman Hammerlick bumped up where Miller gets it ahead. Scatchard score. 2nd point of the game for Kip Miller, and just like that, Scatchard, who's loved playing with Kip Miller, has made it a 2-1 hockey game.
Well, once again, you talk about being able to pass the puck and thread the needle, and that's what Miller was able to do here. Scatcherd had great speed coming on the outside here. Watch the little play unfolds right here. Miller down picks up the puck right here over the blue line and just gets it in where Scatcherd is able to read the play in advance, able to elude everyone. Sacrist comes over here. You got Kuba. Now you got two defensemen on the same side. And with that leaves a lane wide open for Scatcherd just to scoot in there. And cannot get back in time. He puts it away to give his team the lead, his 6th goal of the year at 9:20. Miller doing a great job of getting the puck across.
So Miller, a big story here today.
But right now he's also in a team that has really made a bold move to get some identity as to who they're going to be and what they're going to do.
The Wild won't play again till the 20th.
Down.
I don't think they're going to rule that.
No, I don't think so either. It did go off of the outside of his skate in the net, but he was in a position trying to get his stick on the puck, and it just went off on a 1942. You watch, once again, there's a coin with that shot coming through. Nice and low. Looked like it went off the pad of Rolson right onto the skate. And goes in. Let's watch it from this angle. This will be a better angle for us. We can tell. Oh, boy.
I guided it a little bit. They're going to go upstairs and look at it.
Absolutely,
they're going to go upstairs and look at it. So I thought it was inadvertent, didn't you?
No, yes, I did at first. But you see how he held his stick, his skate right there. He knew that puck was coming that position, so he held it very tough. But I think the overhead shot shows you specifically, in my mind anyway, that he is pushing. You see how he's pushing towards that? Because he knows he can't get it with the stick, so he brings it in there. So they will review this upstairs, and I don't think that goal should be allowed, to be honest with you.
Now, they're not going to talk to upstairs about it, it doesn't appear. The Islanders have called timeout. It's going to go Isbister with the assists to Adrian Aucoin and Alexei Yashin, his 14th of the year. 17.3 seconds remains.
Brad Brown, or Darby Henderson was talking to the referee, and I really think somebody should look upstairs on that because I don't think it should have counted. But doesn't matter what I think.
Does to me.
You're watching him. Watch his right skate. He just moves his skate right into that puck. He's purposely deflecting the puck in that area. And you cannot do that.
All right, net is empty for the Islanders and an important face-off win for the Wild. 10 seconds remains. Rolison spins it up, bouncing
in overtime this season. And the Islanders have won 4 overtime games. Peter Laviolette has a plan for number 5. Pretty detailed plan. That scoreless tie at New Jersey featured a penalty shot. Who was it? Patrick Eliash, I think, had a penalty shot for the New Jersey Devils. I think it was Eliash. Of course, Doc Emmerich and Chico Resch did that game at the Meadowlands. But just in case, Eric Weinrich had started to take the skates off. Sorry, big boy, got to lace them up for 5 more.
I don't think he wore out. No one wore out a pair of skates in this game so far, Howie.
4-on-4 overtime in a scoreless tie. The final game before the Olympic break. And the Islanders already guaranteed themselves 1 point, so they've got something out of every game. All 3 of them in the First Union Center this year. Isbister trying to get around Desjardins. Isbister and Yashin with Aucoin and Janssen. Here's Yashin shooting. It deflects off of Desjardins. Draw in the Philadelphia zone. Pekka and Bates now with Hammerlick and Tornstrom. Roenick and Gagne up front for the Flyers. Tornstrom a drive. It's glove juggled and held by Cechmanek.
I think he gave a thought to shoveling the puck off, Howie, but the Islanders were right there, right on top of him. Good face-off for the Islanders. Good shot from the point. Looking for the loose puck. Luke Richardson's had some good shifts. There's another look at Jeremy Roenick.
From the draw, the puck controlled behind the net by McGillis. McGillis and Richardson, the Philadelphia defense. Luke Richardson looked for Roenick. Hammerlick locked him up, and Roenick springs off. Tornstrom gave it up to Roenick, and then it deflects behind the net to Gagne. He tried to center and went off of Hammerlick. And Roman just pushes it along for Bates. Minute into overtime. Bates to the Philadelphia line. Bates goes wide. Recovers the puck. Throws it off of Czechmanek. And it's recovered by McGillis for Philadelphia. Ahead for Murray. Artie Murray churning into the Islanders zone. Lost it on a stick check by Janssen. Back come the Islanders. Led by Pekka. Sends Bates into the Flyer zone. Islanders changing on the move. Bates curls it around the boards. And Kim Janssen reverses to Weinrich. Eric Weinrich in the Philadelphia zone. Softly up the left wing. O'Coin locked up with Murray, but that forced Murray offside with 3:28 remaining in overtime.
Not a whole lot of difference in the 4-on-4. Maybe a little more skating, obviously a little more ice. Whether you're chasing it or trying to play with the puck. Cut on the nose of Islander defenseman.
From the draw, Tchaikovsky. Got it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Tchaikovsky and Sketcher to the forwards. Johnston and O'Coin back. For Philadelphia, Murray is up front with Fedotenko. Sketcher to Tchaikovsky. He lost the handle. Weinrich may have gotten a piece of it. And O'Coin looks for Sketcher. Didn't reach him. Weinrich got that. Tchaikovsky has it back. 2 minutes gone in overtime. Tchaikovsky put it behind Sketcher. And Terrien takes it up the right side. Into the Islanders zone. Looks for Recchi. Down low Primo. But a good play getting back by Tchaikovsky. One man back for the Flyers. Sketcher with Tchaikovsky. Terrien scrambling back. As Tchaikovsky gets the puck. Terrien even things out. And Tarnstrom sends it back to his own blue line to Hammerlick. Roman Hammerlick for Tchaikovsky. He's been on for a while. He's got to be pooped. And he's heading to the bench now as Desjardins moves it to Primo. Trying to get away from Parrish, who looks to be shaken up. I think Parrish might have hurt his hand there as he came together with Primo. Richardson from the blue line shoots. Snow can't find it. It's in front of him. But Yashin takes it behind the net.
He thought it hit him, Howie, and went to the corner. He couldn't see it over there. He kept looking. It was the other way.
Yashin lost the handle at the blue line, forcing the play offside with 2:07 remaining in overtime.
It's so easy to lose track of it sometimes. It hit him. He could tell. It felt the thing hit him. But he was looking left. There's Richardson. It was more of a pass. There's the deflection. Nicely set up. He's looking left. There's the puck. He gets help from Alexei Yashin. Another look at that play. That's a setup play. Primo cutting in front. Richardson was making a hard pass to him for the deflection.
Roenick and Yashin will draw. And it's McGillis ahead for Gagne. Fluttering puck. Gagne relaxes it. Now for Roenick, who got knocked down, sweeps it in front, and Snow's going to get a penalty. That went clearly over the glass, did it not? Yep.
Yep, that's a penalty. A minute and 56 seconds remaining in the overtime period. Well, the Islanders had given Philadelphia many opportunities in this hockey game. Something like 7. And now they have given them another one with just 2 minutes remaining. Let's take a look at that play developing here. Here's the Roenick spinorama. He gets tripped up. That was not called. There's the shot by Garth Snow, clearly up over the glass. He had handled the puck so well. He was the third defenseman. So many times in this hockey game, he's done it right. Now it's up for his teammates to bail him out.
Fittingly, this game will end one way or the other on the power play, unless, of course, the Flyers were to take a penalty, and that would even things up. A minute 56 to go. Philadelphia with a man advantage, 4-on-3. Jeremy Roenick to Recchi. Back for Roenick, a drive, Snow the save, and he had to deal with Keith Primo right in his living room.
Wow, what a good stop by Garth Snow. A hard shot. Jeremy Roenick, Mark Recchi, Primo down in front, trying to set up the screen, but great anticipation. Here's Recchi. There's the shot by Roenick. Look at in front. Primo, big body, but who gets the puck? Garth Snow. Look at Primo. That's a great setup. Look what the job that Snow had to do. Not only did he have to move, but he had to try and look around. That's more of an anticipation play by the goaltender.
Gagne, Recchi, Roenick and Primo, 4 forwards for the Flyers. Roenick's drive missed the net. Maybe Primo got a piece of it as it curled around the boards, and O'Coin sweeps it rink wide. Pekka grabs it. And now Janssen trying to get away from Gagne. Off of O'Coin. O'Coin locked up by Primo, but still got the puck down the ice.
Great second effort by O'Coin there, Howie. Philadelphia had a 2-on-1 break had he not swept the puck away.
Recchi down the middle. Into the Islanders zone, cutting right. Final minute. Roenick steps up, feeds Recchi. Cross ice, Gagne, and that shot deflects over the net. 52 seconds to go. Recchi back for Gagne. Recchi again, backing up, straight away. Blocked by LaPointe. Jack Monik hustles out. 41 seconds remaining. Mark Recchi scooting through the middle. Recchi into the Islanders zone. Going wide, feeding Gagne. Gagne looking, now to Recchi. Back for Roenick, and his pass picked off. Pekka thought about trying to beat Recchi one-on-one, turned it over. And the Flyers come back in. This is Gagne moving up, shooting. That deflects off of Hammerlick. Roenick hit by O'Coin. It's wound around, nobody home at the point, except Pekka for the Islanders. Racing down the right wing. Pekka to the net. Pekka shoots, and he scores! Mike Pekka, short-handed. Islanders win it 1-0 in overtime. How do you like that Olympic send-off?
Wow! For a game that put everybody to sleep, right down to the last minute, it was the penalty killing that stood up for the Islanders throughout the whole hockey game, and it was the penalty killing in overtime that won it, along with Garth Snow, who I think did an outstanding job. Yeah, okay, he took a penalty to create it, but maybe he knew. Maybe he knew something we didn't. Maybe he had more faith in his penalty killers than everybody else. But Garth Snow with an outstanding job, and then Michael Pekka had enough left. 3 men on the ice. Pekka raced down. Czechmanek sprawled to make the save. He got some of it. The puck trickled across the line, and the Islanders found a way to win this hockey game, or Philadelphia helped them out. Here we go. There's the shot that deflected. Primo in front. Recchi moving in after it. The puck around the boards. And here comes Michael Pekka. He looked over. He had help over on the other side, but he had enough room. Guarded the puck with his left leg. There's the shot. Trickles into the net. Watching it very closely, Simon Gagne. Look at him stride. He's just pushing. He's digging down deep. A lot of heart by the captain, Michael Pekka, and he gets the 1-0 win for the Islanders. 8.7 seconds remaining in overtime.
Well, let's discuss what this goal by Michael Pekka means to the Islanders in terms of what they have done this season here in Philadelphia. That is the game winner, meaning that the Islanders have won all 3 games in this building. They've never blanked the Flyers, at least on their home ice in a season series. For Garth Snow, not only a win, but he celebrates his 2nd consecutive shutout. But there's more than that. Of the 3 games played between these teams in this building, the Flyers scored a grand total of 1 goal. And that goal came by Mark Recchi at the 2-minute 41-second mark of the first period in the first of the 3 games played here. So I just did some quick arithmetic, which knowing me is probably wrong. But the Islanders shut out the Flyers consecutively for 182 minutes and 10 seconds on their home ice in this building. And this Philadelphia team leading the Eastern Conference with the most points of anyone in the National Hockey League since the 1st of December. What a job by the Islanders, not only tonight, but in the 3 games here at the First Union Center. A happy Olympic send-off for the Islanders as they win it 1-0. We'll be back.
Well, 18, you were right. A long time ago, it was only going to take 1 goal to win this game, but we didn't necessarily at the time think it would come in overtime. It certainly becomes easy pickings for our Bud Light goal of the game. The Islanders were the ones who were shorthanded. So typical of the Islanders this season. They lead the NHL in shorthanded goals. This is number 16. It's a game winner.
Wow, and what a game winner. Michael Pekka, he'd been out there for a while, Howie. He dug down deep. Man, did he ever. And look at him stride. He sees a little bit of an opening. He knows he's got help coming in late. Czechmanic thought he had it. But nope, there you see it. Beautiful camera shot of the hustle, the hard work. Michael Pekka and the rest of the penalty killers. And 1-0. 8.7 seconds remaining in overtime. What a way to start a little time off.
Yeah, maybe it's symbolic too. Pekka, one of the newcomers, the captain of the revitalized New York Islanders, getting the last goal and producing a win just before the Olympic break. But don't forget the work of Garth Snow, particularly in that second period. Every reason to celebrate. And he also gets a chance to chat with our Deb Kaufman.
Thanks, guys. We've got Garth, and what a fitting way for the game to end. You guys just were on the penalty kill all night, so what a great way for it to end.
Yeah, we really wanted to come up with a big effort tonight. Charles bought us dinner last night, and thanks for that. And he gave us a good talk last night, and we really played inspired today.
So he inspired you guys to leave for this Olympic break with a big win tonight?
No, but whenever he's around, it just gives the team a lift, and he's a great owner to play for, and the guys really rallied tonight.
All right, well, what a remarkable game. Let's go through it. Back at the beginning, it was just power play after power play opportunity for the Flyers. They didn't even get all that many shots off. Take us through back to the beginning.
It just goes back to, for a goalie, just control your rebounds, and you know they're going to go to the net, and Deep did a good job of boxing them out, so if there was a rebound, I could just smother it.
And guys like Kenny Anson helping you out in front?
He probably played 35 minutes. If he's in better shape, he could play 60, but we'll let him get away with 35 tonight.
All right, so fast forward to the end, and you know what? I don't know who invented that rule, but the puck goes over the glass, so they get another power play opportunity, and take us through the end.
Well, I knew we weren't going to score 4 on 4, so I wanted to do 4 on 3. But no, we, bad break by me. I didn't try to shoot out of the rink, so can you say?
All right, so you guys have had just some serious success here in Philadelphia against these Flyers, sweeping 6 points in 3 road games. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we seem to play well against the big teams, and this is one of the top teams in the league, so we just got to tighten it up and play with a little bit more sense of urgency when we play the other teams.
And you can tell by some of the hooting and hollering that's going on behind us. This isn't something that means a lot to you guys. I mean, it seems like the guys really are enjoying this one.
Yeah, we need it more than you know. It was a big game for us.
All right, let's take a look at some of your handiwork if you get a chance to watch. Keith Primo, I know, was in front of you a lot. He had a couple good chances. Take us through some of this tonight.
Yeah, there's some big bodies. I know they like going to the net, and I think I'm a pretty big guy, and I can handle the little bumps that they give me. And for me, it's good because I love when a team goes in net. It gets me in the game.
What's the toughest part of your night tonight?
I don't know. Maybe just the penalty kill, and they really grind you out, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, what are you doing for the next couple of weeks?
Probably go home.
And relax or skate?
Work out twice a day, same old stuff.
All right, don't have any fun when you're gone, though.
No, never.
Okay. So much thanks to Garth Snow. What an amazing job he did and goal for the Islanders tonight. 6 straight periods now of shutout hockey for Garth Snow in this building. Let's go back upstairs.
So the New York Islanders, with a 1-0 overtime win, hit the All-Star break in pretty good shape. They're able to shrug off that loss in Minnesota, which was a very disappointing one, given the recent struggles of the Wild. That game was on Sunday afternoon. And, again, I think maybe that Pekka goal kind of punctuates what the Islanders have managed over the first part of this season, going really all the way back to summertime when they made the changes,
Absolutely, Howie. And, watching Pekka go down the right wing side with the puck, he was looking. Somebody had come off the bench, and I'm not sure who it was. He knew they were coming. There was at least a chance for a rebound, but at the time when he looked, he also knew that he had a little bit of an opening. And you could see him when he put his leg out. He had spent just about everything that he could call on as far as killing the penalty and then trying to go the full length of the ice. But boy, what a determination. And I suppose that's what you're alluding to, the fact that this team has been determined. Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes. They made a horrendous amount of mistakes in this hockey game, but the end result is all that matters. And you could see the determination in the captain, Michael Pekka, as he scored the winning goal.
Of course, Garth Snow played for the Philadelphia Flyers for a year, so now he's coming here as an Islander after having played with Pittsburgh last year. He shuts the Flyers out twice. Chris Osgood almost shut them out in the first game, and the Islanders sweep the season series in this building, thanks in the end to the work of Michael Pekka, shorthanded, and he's ready to talk about his 5th shorthanded goal of the year with Deb Kaufman.
Okay, guys, we talked to Gar Snow about the same thing. It was just fitting the way the game would end on a shorthanded goal because of all the penalties you guys had to kill tonight.
Yeah, I think it really helped us build momentum and some confidence early in the game. It was, frustrating that we kept taking the penalties, but encouraging that we continued to kill them off. And, really missed on an opportunity that we could have scored on the first one we had, a 2-on-1. But, Gar stood on his head. He made some great saves. I don't think we got as many quality chances as we would have liked throughout the game, but we got one that counted and gave us 2 points.
You guys have had some big wins this year, some emotional wins. I don't know if any of them were bigger or more emotional than when you guys came off the ice tonight.
Yeah, we were pretty excited. It was a game we hung in there. Really weren't doing anything special for a consistent amount of time. We had good spurts where we played pretty well, but felt that they were taking it to us for the most part. And it was just nice to, finish it the way it did, have our penalty killers rewarded for the job they did, and Garth played outstanding for us.
All right, take us through the goal at the end and how it's set up.
Well, I had a chance to go a few seconds before that, but when he shot it, and Jeremy Roenick just threw the puck around, I knew I had time, and I knew those guys had been out there for a while, and I didn't realize Simon Gagne was going to be as tired as he was. He didn't have much going, so I just kind of took an extra step, tried to get up a little higher, but fortunately his momentum carried the puck in the net.
Did you know there's only like 12, 15 seconds left at that point?
No, I mean, I knew we were down at crunch time. Our main objective was to make sure we killed the penalty off, but certainly it's nice to always get one in the last few seconds.
In the final few seconds of regulation, at some point you think, to get out of here with a point would be great. Scoreless tie is fine with me. Get off to the Olympic break with 1 point. You don't want to be as aggressive.
Yeah, and the thing we were guarding against too is, they just killed off a 4-minute penalty in the last 5 minutes, and we knew that was going to build some momentum for them. The crowd really got behind them, and you really want to prevent them from building on that and capitalizing on a chance to win the game late. So we really want to play well defensively and take our chances in overtime.
So really a remarkable game, and now you can go enjoy yourself at these Olympics.
Yeah, it'll be a hectic few days to get in there and get settled, but certainly an experience representing a country. There's really no experience like that.
You have all your equipment broken in. We saw your skates, and we've seen your gloves and some of the things. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Just really looking forward to getting in the locker room, seeing the guys, and then just starting a winning attitude right away and building towards a gold medal.
All right, thanks so much. Michael Pekka with the game-winning goal tonight. We'll see if maybe we'll have a game winner in the Olympics in Salt Lake. Who knows? You never know as we go back upstairs to Howie and Eddie.
All right, so Michael Pekka and 4 other Islander Olympians can start thinking about medals, and for the next 2 weeks, the Islanders can certainly contemplate what may lie ahead as they get into April and beyond, if in fact they can seal up a playoff spot and perhaps even come up with more favorable playoff position in the Eastern Conference, because games like this are those that you remember for a long time, and the Islanders certainly earned one tonight here in Philadelphia.
Well, you never go back and think that it was a bad game for you when you come out of it the way the Islanders have, Howie. But they can go to their week break, or actually almost 2 weeks, a week away from skating, I understand, and they have something to feel good about for that whole week. That's the last thing you had to work on, and that's something very positive. So as the players go to represent their countries, a lot of players are going to talk about that in the dressing room. So the Islander players are going to all feel pretty good, and the guys that are home watching the Olympics are going to feel that much better about the fact that they finished strongly. They didn't have a very good game against Minnesota. They came back with this one. It wasn't a good hockey game, but it all accounted was the overtime and that one goal.
Next time the Islanders skate as a group in a game 2 weeks from tonight. They'll have all that time to savor this one. We'll be back. Well, there's not much room in the scramble for playoff position in the Eastern Conference, but the Islanders picked up 2 important points tonight, as did the Philadelphia Flyers, at least half that much. They get a point. But let's look at the teams with whom the Islanders are battling right now. The Islanders, with their win, climbed to 67 points. Now, the Devils have earned point number 62 already. They are in overtime with Buffalo as we speak. Ottawa won their game tonight, so they stay a couple of points ahead of the Islanders. But you see, the Islanders have one more game remaining than each of Toronto and Ottawa. So the Islanders still with a pretty good chance to move up if they can in the Eastern Conference. Of course, 6 gets you 3 in terms of the seeding. And right now, the Carolina Hurricanes, with the weakest record of the division leaders, are seeded 3rd. So the Islanders right now, still with 25 games to go, in pretty good shape.
Oh, they are in good shape, Howie. And, if they could just get a few more of their players playing up to speed, wow, they could really turn it up in the last 25 games.
The speed was only a factor occasionally in this one, because this game did feature, we'd say stretches of sluggish play, but when called upon, the goaltenders were there, and Garth Snow was superb. May not see a better save than this one all year. And the next time you see the Islanders, 2 weeks from tonight. That'll be at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The Boston Bruins will be in town. Geico Islanders game night gets you started at 6:30. They'll drop the puck a little after 7 o'clock. Coming up tonight, 11:30, the best damn sports show, period, right here on Fox Sports Net. Pekka's game winner in overtime gives New York a 1-0 lead. For Ed Westfall, Deb Kaufman, and the entire crew, I'm Howie Rose. Have a great break. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Second, Flyers short-handed. Primo can't finish the mark. Recchi set up, and then more Flyers pressure. Primo looking at a wide-open cage, but instead of mesh, he gets leather. Great save by Snow. Again, it's Primo looking to put Philly up. Again, it's Snow making the save. Still in the second, still scoreless. Kick saving a beauty on John Leclerc. Seconds later, it's Gagne who's victimized. Snow made 9 saves in the period. Other end, Roman Cechmanek quietly turned aside all 16 shots he faced. We go to overtime. It's a scoreless game.
Racing down the right wing. Pekka to the net. Pekka shoots, and he scores! Mike Pekka, short-handed. Islanders win it 1-0 in overtime.
Pekka now leads the league with 9 shorthanded points. He's tied for second with 5 shorthanded goals. Snow, by the way, 25 saves for his 3rd shutout against his former mate.
Snow with a circus stop on Keith Primo. Check it out, the Snowman with a chillin' save. Now with spring break right around the corner, we leave the cold stuff and head to sunny Orlando.
Pekka starts it off with the pass. One shot, and then look how Parrish just stays there. That save, and Pekka's right there on the rebound.
You know what else? It's a shorthanded goal. Only 1.4 to go.
I think
They're playing.
What's it?
Well, we're going to overtime.
We are going to overtime.
Because the Boston penalty had expired. So we are going to overtime. And Michael Pekka, remember, scored the shorthanded overtime goal to win the game in Philadelphia. Gets the first goal back after the Olympics, and the one that ties the game in the closing seconds here. So overtime looms.
Good
The
play at the
Islanders
blue
have
line. Here
earned.
comes Michael Pekka the other way. The turnover, one shot. This one right here, hard and low. Rebound to Pekka on the other side. He puts it in, his second of the game, his 3rd point of the game for the Islanders as they came up with the 3-3 tie. Again, it was O'Coin that made the defensive play first in the neutral zone to get Pekka going the other way. O'Coin's shot, the rebound by Michael Pekka up high over Raycroft, who played a pretty good game for the Bruins. And the Islanders, they fought back. They fought back hard to get a point out of this.
Now, the thing that's unique about hockey, and specifically the National Hockey League and the point-keeping system, is just that. This game means points are on the table every night, and that's how you determine who gets into the playoffs and who doesn't. So while people may say, well, a tie, what does that prove? Well, for the Islanders, it has a lot of value. The Rangers lost tonight. The Islanders gain a point on them. And so now the Islanders have 68 points in 58 games. Ottawa leads Montreal 3-2 with 5 minutes left, and Montreal currently 9th in the conference. So the Islanders with a chance to gain a point on the Canadiens. And so, yeah, it took right up until the very last second of the game, but the Islanders come up with a huge point, courtesy of a guy you would think, Joe, would be just about all talked out by now, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, but he wasn't. I mean, you talk about the best player on the ice tonight for either team, and it was Michael Pekka. The best player, I think, for the Bruins was Sergei Samsonov up front, who had scoring chances. And so these are players that just spent that time at the Olympics, exerting a lot of energy, and they were just great tonight.
Well, Michael Pekka was featured with you in our pregame interview and certainly was the subject of plenty of questions and discussions relative to the Olympics and his gold medal this morning. Is he downstairs now, ready to go with Deb? I know we're just about ready to go downstairs and join Michael, who I guess was too tired even to come out for the first star of the game introduction.
Right. The first star. Normally they skate out onto the ice, and Michael Pekka was in. He must have been in getting ready for the interview.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Little homework. Well, he's caught his breath. He's ready to go. So let's go down to Deb Kaufman and Michael Pekka.
We're ready, guys. Just 48 hours, really, after this Olympic moment. I know you're a professional, but you had to absorb all this Olympic energy, turn it around, and get back to reality and back to work.
Well, this is the easier stuff to get used to and get prepared for because I've been doing it for so long. I think, it was hard to juggle the two. I was at the Olympics, but, like I told people before the game, this is a game I've been keeping in the back of my mind even throughout the Olympics because it's so important for our team right now to play good hockey and get as many points as we can right now if we expect to climb up the ladder.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning of this game. You're down 2-0, and after you scored that first goal, you had a real look of resolve on your face, going over to the guys going, look, we've got to get back into this game.
Yeah, we were a little lax defensively. We weren't picking up our responsibilities, but I felt our line was creating a lot of chances early, and we just tried to keep each other going and try and capitalize on one, because we knew if we got one, we were going to get two and hopefully get three, and that's what happened.
And then the dramatic game-tying goal. Now, against Philadelphia, you waited until there was like less than 10 seconds. Tonight, less than 2 seconds. It comes with 1.4 to go.
Well, I'm kind of glad it wasn't over the clock. We had some good chances there, and the puck just came to me and just popped it up into the net. Unfortunately, there was still a second or two on the clock for us.
I don't know if you saw Andy Raycroft with just his, head in his hands, a total dejection, with just less than 2 seconds away from a win, just to totally turn things around.
Yeah, we felt we had opportunities to get back in the game. Alex was in a couple times, and Roman had a big shot off the one side, and he made some big saves for them. But it was a big point for us. I think mentally, guys been putting in a lot of work that weren't at the Olympics, and the guys coming back are coming off a bit of an emotional high. So tomorrow's going to be a day off for us to kind of regroup and get ready for the next day.
Yeah, and that overtime, really, anything was going. Everything was going.
Yeah, and it's tough for us, especially emotional high, and then starting on the penalty kill. It was important for us to make sure we killed that off and then hopefully go back. But we still had some chances to go ahead.
All right. Well, Michael Pekka made the most of his chances tonight. Huge tie. Feels like a win for the Islanders. We're going to go over to the head coach now, Peter Laviolette, right next door.
I don't know. It was a funny game. They have a dynamic team, and they're capable of a lot of offense. Their forwards have a lot of speed. They caught us a couple times early on, and seemed like we took a little bit to get going. And I think we got better as the game went on. Better in the second half of the first period. Better in the second period. Third period was. They kind of went into a trap mode, just a defensive neutral zone mode once they got up that goal, so it was tough to penetrate. But it was a good point. It was a good point to come back. I mean, disappointing one slipped away, but still positive that we got one and move on.
Talk about Michael's game tonight.
It was big. I mean, he certainly didn't look like he had any lag in his game. He had a lot of jump and one-on-one battles and speed and protecting the puck. He had a great game. I thought Batesy had a great game. Perry, that line, I thought did a real nice job for us. They created a lot of offense. They cycled the puck well. They all seemed to have good rhythm out there.
Is that the earliest you've called a timeout in the game?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Could be.
Could you run through why you did it? It seemed like you did have a positive.
You know what? I didn't say one word. I called the timeout. I just wanted them to think about it. We weren't thinking. I think that was my biggest fear going into it, is that we wouldn't be ready to handle the one-on-one battles and the speed of them and just what it takes to be successful. I think it was my biggest fear. I think we turned it on and turned it around, but it was more just to catch their attention.
How does it feel to be back? Do you feel like you can now concentrate solely on Islanders hockey?
Yeah, why were we concentrating on? I think that for the most part we have, and guys have done a pretty good job of staying focused. I mean, Alexei Yashin is one of the top scorers in the league, so it's not like he coasted through the first half. Michael Pekka's had a good first half for us, so a good first 2/3. So I don't think we were wandering too far from here, but we are in the stretch drive now, and every point and every game is big.
I can interrupt for a second, Brad. His sister has a lower back strain. He's day to day. Anything else, guys?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, 68 points now with 24 games to go. That's basically a game every other day. 24 games over the next 48 days. Michael Pekka, no Olympic hangover for him, unless we forget to mention he won all 8 faceoffs that he took in the third period and overtime combined. So he was, as the guys were saying tonight, the best player on the ice. Best player probably on the ice for the Bruins was Sergei Samsonov, also coming off of an Olympic medal. And he had a lot of great opportunities, especially late on Chris Osgood, a couple of point-blank chances. And Chris Osgood, who gave up a couple of early goals that he probably would have liked to. This is how the night started. Michael Pekka, the captain, showing off his Olympic gold medal. But then it was the Bruins who got the 2 early goals on Chris Osgood, who was still looking to get his timing down after the 2-week layoff. But in the end, it's a 3-all tie as the Islanders come back a couple of times against these Boston Bruins. We'll see you again from Atlanta on Friday night. That's on Channel 55. The Islanders will go back-to-back now against the Atlanta Thrashers. They play Friday night down south, and then we're back here Saturday night at the Coliseum as the Islanders will go a couple of games against Atlanta. Brad Isbister, you heard in the press conference there, has a bad back. He's day-to-day. The Islanders missed him late, but they came up big. A huge tie for the Islanders. They get out of here tonight with a tie, hard-earned. We'll see you later.
When you thought about the New York Canucks, every opportunity again when you have a veteran team like Detroit, and the Penguins really didn't give up a lot on Saturday, and they only had 1 shot on goal in that first period. That's what you have to do.
Chris Beach now centering a line with Stéphane Richer and Dan LaCouture. And Beach rambles into the Islanders in, pulls up, looks behind the net to Richer, who scored against the Red Wings on Saturday. Richer, number 44.
Now Beach was talking to us right before the game, Mike. He said he's going to get one tonight.
Had one here the last time these two teams met. The Penguins won in overtime. And a coin behind the goal has the puck, and he'll lift it onto center. Alexei Yashin with 25 goals. He and Perry's time for the team league. With 25 apiece. O'Coin and Janssen, who will log a ton of ice time tonight for Peter Laviolette, the head coach of this Islander squad. Ripped into the Penguins in. Oliva's going to spin it onto center, and now back into Islander ice. Cairns, a big defenseman at 6'6", goes back, plays it softly off the boards. Reading the play. Jose, his partner, cuts to the right of Osgood. Scoreless here in the opening moments of play in the first period in New York. Michael Rosenwald, busy week for the Penguins. They'll have the Florida Panthers at home tomorrow. Under the tutelage of Mike Keenan. Crew will come in. Pavel Bure. Also see a lot of familiar faces come to the Mellon Arena. There are tickets available. We'd love to see you there in person tomorrow night. And the Penguins have Carolina. Busy week on Thursday. Saturday the Rangers invade the Mellon Arena. Here's Kasparaitis. On to the right side to Eric Malotz. The Penguins with 21 games left on the slate. They're going to make a move. It's got to start this week, you would think. Harris down the boards and into the Penguins end. Ian Moran softly up off the boards. Can't get it out. It comes in front. Look out. Bates almost scored there. Yashin behind the net for 79. Center Yashin pulls out, turns and shoots and scores. It's in. Alexei Yashin just overpowered people and gets the goal. The Islanders take a 1-0 lead. It's 26.
Well, right before that play by Yashin, Mike, Mark Parrish made a beautiful play here. Look at that little pass right between the legs to Bates, who was coming in. The Penguins, look at 4 Penguins really down low. And here Yashin just talk about out-fighting people. Kraft is behind. Now Kraft gets in a defensive position where he has no opportunity to be in between the puck carrier, which was Yashin, and the goaltender. Look where Kraft is. Kraft is behind Yashin, which is his man. And when you get in behind like that, there's really no way to defend unless people are going to come in and support you. So for Kraft, he was on the wrong side of the puck. 1-0 lead for the Isles.
Yashin, here comes Blake now, rambling back into the Penguins in. Islanders get the opening goal against the Penguins, and that's been a sore spot for Pittsburgh all year long. The Penguins giving up the first goal for the 38th time this year. The Isles notching the first goal in the 39th game of this season. Stop and play here with 16:24. The assists go to Bates and Parrish.
Yashin. Now watch what ends up happening. Player in a black jersey, Kraft. He's the defending player on this. He can never get in behind that player that has an offensive opportunity. And look what happens. Yashin grabs the puck, beats him to the front. And Yanni Laukkonen did not leave the front of the net. 1-0 lead for the Isles, and Yashin with his 26.
And that's the thing about Alexei Yashin is the fact that, you know, he's big, he's strong, he can handle a puck, and he can skate. And that's, you put all those combinations of talent together, and you got a tough guy to defend against.
And Kraft isn't going to out-physical him, Mike. No. He's not going to really out-strength him down low. And that's where he's almost got to play like a zone and just kind of keep him there and make sure that he doesn't beat him back to the front of the net. And that's exactly what he did.
Oh, look at that lead pass. Here comes Yashin to the net. Comes around. He scores. He somehow got it in. It came off his stick, and he still beats Hedberg. And it's 2-0 Islanders. Oh, what a play. Yashin gets his second. I'm not sure how that puck ended up in the net, but it did.
Oh, Kenny Janssen, look at this space. Here's a defenseman, here's a defenseman. Here's the pass from Kenny Janssen. And look at Yashin thinking one thing only, and that's offense. Beautiful pass right by the stick of Hans Janssen.
Boy,
and Alexei Yashin, beautiful. Watch this move, folks. He's got the puck to the side. Hedberg thinks he's going to his right. There is not much room at all, and he's just falling off balance as well. Had his hands in front. I think actually, if you look at that again, when he was making that move to stuff it in the open net, I think his skates were off the ice. He lost his balance. 2 goals by the Islanders, both by Yashin. They lead by 2.
I saw it. I never saw all the moves that he did make. He made more moves than Mae West there. And he had the presence to use the stick and then just tap it behind him. I did not think that he had that chance to make that play. But behind it, where we are, he turned the hands over and just slipped it in behind the Penguin netminder. Kovalev and the left wing boards. Now Webb struts it off the sideboards. The Islanders trying to get it out of their own end. They lead quickly 2-0. We've got an offside call against Pittsburgh. So the goals by the New York Islanders, one by Yashin at 3:17, the other one at 4:08. You'll see it again. I'm just amazed at how good his hands are. He's a center version of Kovalev.
Both his skates were off the ice when he stuffed that puck into the net. And more times than not, and once he saw, he let Hedberg make the first move, Mike. Once he went out, he laid down, he laid the paddle. He wasn't able to go to the backhand. Because when you get in that situation, you want to go as far out for the goaltender. He didn't go until that puck got to Hrdina. The Penguins found a way to get it in there. They're down by 1.
And it's a huge goal for the Penguins. He pretty much dominated. Kasparaitis up into by Pekka. Onto the Penguin net. Dislodged it. Reset the net. Hrdina and Lang get helpers on the goal. Laukkanen, who registers his 6th personal high for Janne Laukkanen. Laukkanen is not a big goal scorer, so 6 in a year for him is gigantic. Well, he certainly has had a lot more time to play in the power play maybe than any other time in his career because of the injuries the Penguins have had.
3rd power play goal for Laukkanen.
The most goals he ever had in one season.
It's good for the percentage. This depends on which way you look at it.
Here comes Robert Lang moving back in. Kovalev will take it. Penguins and Islanders here in a 4-on-4. Almost dead even. With time left, Kovalev shoots the puck and it goes over the right shoulder of Osgood. 4-on-4. The Islanders have scored 5 times, allowing 6. The Penguins have 6. Here's Pekka coming to the net. He shoots it. And Hedberg the save. The rebound by Bates. Save made on Coyne. Shoots it, and Hedberg again robs in. And Hedberg, the man of the hour right now, with 3 key saves against the New York Islanders. Bang, 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 and he keeps the Penguins in the hockey game.
Oh, great passing by the Islanders. Bates got a great pass from his defenseman, and then he gave the puck to Pekka. Here's the first save. Good positioning by Hedberg, down and up. There, Bates follows in. Look at the Penguins, 3 in behind it. Coyne jumps in on the backhand. So back-to-back saves by the Moose. Johan Hedberg keeps it a 1-goal lead for the Isles. Big saves all the way around.
Yashin against Kraft, and Kraft controls the face-off for Pittsburgh. Going to Kasparaitis. And Pekka takes off against Kovalev. Cuts inside, and he runs right over Hedberg. Puck sails away. Early Lang pushing up ahead to Robitaille. Robitaille very cool. Looks over both shoulders, drops it up to Kraft. Wide open, a slapper. And Osgood makes the save and jumps on that rebound.
Let's see how far out Osgood was there. As well. Right out on Pekka just turns on the Jets going down that left side, brings it to the forehand and a poke check. Beautiful job by Hedberg. The element of surprise there on Michael Pekka by Johan.
Chris Osgood. So 2-0 Columbus, despite the Islanders out shooting the Blue Jackets 10-2. 10:37 to go, first period. There's shot number 11 from way outside the blue line, taken by Jason Blake. Tarnstrup backing up. Cairns getting set to go with Shelley. And they're going to square off Eric Cairns and Jody Shelley. Cairns trying to get the right hand in. Gets one there. Shelley lands a right hand and a second. Trying to get to the third. Now he's got Cairns' jersey locked up. And it's Cairns throwing the haymakers. And they're both firing away. Cairns and Shelley. And the linesmen want them to punch themselves out here.
Well, at least tire themselves.
Well, either way, and now as they embrace, that's the signal for the linesmen to get in.
Well, for Cairns, I would guess, Howie, he's just trying to get, well, he got a couple of punches in on Shelley. He wants to get a little bit of spirit into his hockey club. And Shelley, of course, being here in front of his hometown fans, he wants to give them what they expect from him. A bout with the other team's heavyweight wasn't bad. Let's see, let's take a look and see. They're out in the center ice area. Try and
Columbus penalty number 45, Jody Shelley, 5 minutes for fighting.
over here, there's where they get started. They were a long way apart, but they must have had an agreement at some point. They were able to talk to each other and set the stage.
Eddie, it's an interesting comparison between Shelley, who's a 26-year-old rookie, and Rob Ray of the Buffalo Sabres, who's a veteran and who's made his career as a fighter in the National Hockey League. Last night, when the Sabres got the quick lead on the Islanders, Eric Cairns spent most of the last 2.5 periods trying to goad Rob Ray into.
Big and he's strong. He's got tremendous hands, and he can shoot a puck when most players have to set. He doesn't have to.
So the Islanders on the board, and that ends that streak we were talking about earlier. Janssen from a sharp angle stop. Rebound Parrish, and a save by Tugnut. 12 unanswered goals against the Islanders, and that's over with now. That puck was over the line, and so Pekka brings it back in offside. Therefore the whistle with 10:59 to go in the second.
Just bowled his way through a couple of checks. Forced his way to an angle. Try anything. Get something on the net. Maybe a rebound will ensue. Not this time. Yashin puts it in. Tugnut has been absolutely wonderful in this second period. He's been doing everything he needed to do. That one seemed to fool him, Howie. He didn't seem to be either ready or he didn't think Yashin was going to shoot it.
Yashin now with the last 3 Islander goals. He had those first 2 early against Pittsburgh on Monday night. The Islanders had not scored until Alexei Yashin just delivered at 8:42 of the first period. Ola Kavasha picks up an assist on the play as Kavasha in his return to the lineup makes a contribution. So 3-1, 10:46 remaining in the second period. And tomorrow on Fox Sports Net, you can catch Met Drive. He hit the side of the net. Might have gone off the glove of Tugnut and then the side of the net. Pekka made a bid for a 7th short-handed goal. The Jackets in over the line. Knutson into the corner. Turns away from most of that Hammerlick hit. And O'Coin intercepts, shoots it out of the zone. Down to 17 seconds left in the period. Lyle Odeline, watched by Pekka. Odeline for Quint. Pekka goes to Quint, who moves it quickly. Bates forced the turnover, 7 seconds left. Pekka onside, looks for Bates, who takes the shot. And the kick save is made by Tugnut. So the Islanders get a short back, dumps it in. Michael Pekka, checked by Sanderson. Now Bates able to get away from Lyle Odeline. Johnson backs the play up and throws it wide. O'Coin, hard pass that went off of Odeline. O'Coin jumps right back on it quickly to Pekka. Pekka was at the hash mark. That was a very difficult pass to do anything with. Bates along the boards. Tugged by Sillinger. Pekka for Bates. Now to O'Coin with room. He shoots. He scores! Adrian O'Coin. And it's 3-2 Columbus with 5:53 remaining in the third.
A lot of life on the Islander bench after that shot. What a beautiful shot by O'Coin. Top left-hand corner wrist shot. Everything they've been able to throw at Ron Tugnutt. He's got a piece of somebody in front block, but here, zip. You see the player, one of the players in the white. That's Columbus Blue Jackets down, covering the low ice. That shot was high. Good play. Adrian O'Coin, beautiful shot. Ooh, some screen there. Somebody, Islander, in front of the net. Was that Bates? I think it was. Standing in front, I think he screened.
Biron got it around to the boards to Bolton. Bolton starting away with a pass that deflected to center ice. Johnson breaks it up. Johnson for O'Coin. O'Coin squeezed off by Ray. It's taken to center ice again, and back it goes for Warner. Bolton flipping it ahead. Islanders recovering once more as the Sabres make another change. O'Coin leaving it to Johnson. Up on the wing and deflected into the corner. Key has it there. Key gets squeezed out, still trying to control the puck. Barnes knocks it free. Barnes leaves it back there. Warner steps behind the net, now swings it around to the boards, but O'Coin keeps it in. Deflecting it into Blake in the corner. Blake is checked by McKee. Warner picks it up, rings it around to the boards, but out to center ice. Cairns. Rooney just got there ahead of Chatan, and it's fed right back in again. McKee has it for Buffalo. 4.5 to go here in the scoreless first period. Jay McKee waiting behind the net for Gratton to come back. He does, and then Gratton takes the pass. Gratton away to center, trying to force one through the middle. That didn't work out, and it's kept free now by Pekka. Pekka shoveled a long shot in, and Biron just reaches up and hangs on to that. A little over 4 minutes to go in the first period in Buffalo. At the line, however, Johnson has to wait. Biron took him out. It's fed off into the Buffalo corner. Cherkowski after it. Cherkowski giving away to Brown. Put it behind the net. Islanders break it up. Tipped back into the corner. Dumont reached for it. Can't get it. Kept in by the Islanders again. O'Coin rolls it in around behind the net. Yashin has it. Yashin trying to get away. Still got the puck. And then he gets checked by Barada. Barada kind of feed it into the corner. Does as he took a bump from Kabasha. Chitnik for Kalinin. Kalinin trying to force it out to center ice. He does. Dumont after it. Tipped it back in the other direction. It rolls in over the Islander line as the Sabres make some changes.
Well, there's not much room out there. Both teams are checking very close. Somebody gets a puck and immediately there's a player right on top of him.
Patrick slaps one in off of Finnegan. It's going to go right to Osgood, and he will hang on to it.
And now, fans, please join me in congratulating Buffalo Sabre defenseman James Patrick.
Chairman of the board, Rodriguez, looking on. Obviously enjoying his team's battle for a playoff position. Well, he's probably enjoying it more if they were in the playoffs.
For sure. Buffalo still 5 points back. However, they still hold 3 games in hand over the New York Rangers. It'll be down to 2 after tonight. Rangers are idle this evening.
Rangers play tomorrow night against Boston.
Right. We will be watching that game in Philadelphia. The ice cream parlor.
Absolutely. Well, not ice cream for me. I can't eat it. I can't stay in the closet. Oh boy, I hope nobody takes that one wrong. Here's Patrick getting it up ahead. A Finneganoff coming in over the line. A Finneganoff busting into the corner. Finneganoff still got the puck. Got it across ice. Held in by Campbell. His shot just went wide. Covered by Scatchard. Scatchard flipping it up ahead. Isbister starts away. Isbister to the Buffalo line and over. Dragged through. Here's a shot. They score! Kip Miller let the shot go, and the Islanders have the lead.
Oh, what a great shot by Kip Miller. He kept it low and just inside the goalpost. Kip is quite a story. He was signed by the Islanders in the middle of January. At the time, he was leading the American Hockey League in scoring. And his older brother is the assistant coach of the Isles. But on the attack, just a drop pass and a quick little shot by Miller. As Miller beat Marty Biron on the stick side, and the New York Islanders take a 1-0 lead. And the Islanders have scored again. the first goal of the game, and they have made a habit of that this year. They have now scored the game's first goal in 40 of 66 games.
Give it in over the Buffalo line. Warner got it off the boards. Shatan hacked at it, didn't get it out. Grattan will with a pass to Barnes. Here's Barnes trying to bust free. Barnes in over the line. Puts on the brake, spins around. Barnes keeping it in. Now it's broken up, but kept in there again by the Sabres. Shatan. Shatan got it in front of the net. Grattan deflected it just wide. Squeezed off into the corner. Lapointe comes up with it. Up to center ice. Warner takes it back. Beating it across ice. McKee ripping it to Shatan again. Shatan squeezing in front of the net. Recovered by the...
In this play, Buffalo appeared to be in pretty good shape, really. They had back checkers, but Kip Miller made a nice play. Instead of two guys going to the net, he said, well, I'm just going to sort of drift in behind. And he gets a break because the puck went off the skate of Tarnston. And Miller quickly pulled the trigger. A screen shot, beautifully shot just inside the goal post, the only goal of the period.
The scoring summary brought to you by Geico Direct, the sensible on the zone, and now it comes to center ice. Brings it back to the point. The shot deflected just wide of the net. Islanders controlling it again. Blake to the corner. He tried to flip it. It's jammed back along the boards. They battle for it, but Lapointe keeps it in there. Lapointe cycles it around to Blake. Blake took a shot, didn't get through. He reloads, trying to cut in front. Perron the save, and it ends up in the crowd.
Oh boy, what a play that was by Kalinin. As Lapointe had an open net, he had an empty net with Buron down, and Dmitry Kalinin came out of nowhere and deflected the puck up over the glass. What a key play that was. Blake made an outstanding play as he tried to jam it by the goaltender. Or was that Zhipnik? Maybe it was Zhipnik that deflected it. But Lapointe was right there with Buron down on the ice. And the puck is deflected up over the glass. Wow, and Lapointe just looked up to the heavens and said to himself, how did I miss that? 16:30 remaining in the second period, 1-0 Islanders. Blank scoring chance. Michael Pekka fell in front to block the shot, and then Shatan stick handles his way in there. Osgood stacked the pads and made a terrific save on him. Shatan with 3 goals and 5 points in the left.
Took a whack at it, trying to catch up with it in the corner again. He slaps it around on the board, but it's taken away by Janssen. Janssen bringing it out to center ice, and Rasmussen chasing after him. Rasmussen without a stick. Goes back to the bench to pick one up. He came in front of the shot, blocked in front of the net. Another whack at it. They score! Scatchard drills that one in, and the Islanders, with exactly a minute remaining in the second period, have a 2-0 lead.
And if you don't succeed the first time, try again. Scatchard had his first shot blocked, got the puck right back. And did he ever drill a wrist shot by Marty Biron? What a terrific shot it was. Buffalo again in pretty good position. James Patrick blocked the first shot. And then the puck got down on his skates, and he was looking around for it. And Scatchard sort of picked it away from him and just drilled it up underneath the crossbar. 2-0 Islanders. Scatchard's 9th of the year. 1 minute left in the second. And that was just after Osgood made a great save on Maxima Finneganov.
A coin for Janssen, getting it up on the wing. Zhipnik kicks it back. Zhipnik looking across ice and finding Shatan. Shatan busted one wide of the net. That'll be steered out to center again by the Islanders. Zhipnik flipping it up to Grattan.
Shatan had a great chance. Also, Rob Ray on a wraparound could not jam it by Osgood. He's been very solid in the nets. And then the Islanders come back to play. The puck was just centered and hit James Patrick, and he sort of looked around for it in his skates, and Scatchard found it and fired it into the top of the net.
Geico Direct, the sensible alternative, presents the scoring summary. Scatchard with his 9th of the year. Kip Miller has his 2nd point of the night. Isbister also assisting.
You do it earlier than if you were down by 1.
Well, the Islanders are going to get the puck into the Buffalo end, though, and Scatchard slips it into the corner for Isbister. Isbister taps it around to the boards, comes right out in front of the net, back to the point. Islanders keeping it in again, keeping Buffalo hemmed. Isbister and Patrick to the boards together. Grattan took a whack at it, bounced right in the goal crease, and Biron didn't make the save. Grattan around to Barnes. That'll slide through center ice. But Johnson is picking it up and dealing it ahead to Miller. He'll deflect it right back in. Only a minute and a half to go as Warner picks up the puck. Biron looking to the bench. He wants to get to the bench, and now he heads there as Afinogenov gets in over the line. Afinogenov took his shot up the side of the net. Worked around on the boards. Islanders trying to get away again. They'll feed it all the way to center. Connolly knocks it down. Pass across ice. Right in over the line by Afinogenov again. He taps it in behind. Good enough to play it. Kept in by Buffalo's Warner. Back into Brown. Brown kicks it free. Came right out in front. Here's Shipling. He fired it wide of the net. Less than a minute to go. Warner holds it in. Got it in behind the goal. Right out in front. Got it back. Got it locked in. Lost. Good rebound. Picked up by Afinogenov. Afinogenov sending it back to the point. Here's Shipling with the shot. That one's knocked out in front of the net again. They'll scramble in front. Another whack at it. Picked up by the Islanders. And away goes Lindgren to Blake with an open net. Blake walking in and he scores.
Now Buffalo, some great scoring chances on Osgood, and the Islanders break it out of the Buffalo zone, and Jason Blake fires it into the empty net, and New York will win this one with 36.7 seconds remaining. But boy, Buffalo had all kinds of pressure on the Islanders and just could not beat the goaltender. Puck bouncing around in front, and Alexei Zhitnik had a couple of good shots. And Osgood has just been solid in the nets tonight. Boy, he has turned in a fine performance. Stopped all 28 Buffalo shots. And then Jason Blake at the other end fired it in the middle of the empty net. 7th of the year.
And so as the puck is picked up by Cairns, he taps it off the boards, and it'll be recovered by Campbell. Campbell trying to get away at center, feeding it in. Charges in there, but Osgood works it into the corner to Cairns. Cairns slipping it ahead, and Pekka steps to center with a pass up on the wing for Parrish. Lehman breaks up that rush. 10 seconds remaining now, and the Sabres winning string is about to come to an end as Kalinin and Parrish collide right at center ice. And they're still mixing it up and trying to get at one another, and that means that everybody else decides to pair off. All of this with 4.5 seconds to go. Now here's Cairns wanting to get it Ray, and Ray says, all right, let's get it on. Eric Cairns and Rob Ray want to do their thing. They're in the ring at center ice. Cairns, of course, much bigger than Ray. Ray trying to rip some punches, and what he does, he unloaded on Cairns. Cairns coming back, and Ray is slipping away.
Incensed that the Cairns fired one over top of the linesman. You mentioned Cairns, a big guy. What, 6'5"?
He hasn't done on the road trip. Trevor Linden won a draw. Brian Helmer checked by Jason Blake, former LA King, number 55, has great wheels. Steve Webb took a shot off the wing. It's blocked in front by Linden. Claude Lapointe, venerable small guy, who's a great checker and has been around here for 8 years, is the centerman of this Islander line, number 13. Here's Blake, hustling in after the puck. Shoots, Kuche the save, rebound, the net's off.
Going to be a penalty shot, no?
A hooking penalty in front of the net. The net was knocked off, and I wondered if maybe they caught Murray Barron for knocking it off, but the hooking penalty will go against Jason Strudwick. And the first power play of the game goes Islander way.
Oh, I think this is real fortunate for the Canucks. Watch Murray Barron, on purpose by accident, knock the net off. Doesn't matter because the hooking call is going to happen, but certainly could have taken away a scoring chance.
Slipped in on Kluche. Chubarov is back. Kavash's right on him. Chubarov is checked. Kip Miller from Scatchard. Scatchard works hard to get the puck back. Kavasha to Miller. To the point, Tarnstrom shot, Kluche the save. Look how far out he is. Not much angle. Maybe he did too.
Yeah, I think he did.
Game for a playoff spot in late March. Doesn't get any better in the hockey world than that.
Is there anything bigger than that on this Sunday? Fabulous.
Besides roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, you mean?
Besides a few things.
Brent Sopel put the puck off the board. Steve Webb is right there. Jason Blake's in front of the net. Total a point. Cycles in the corner. Webb lets the puck go to Blake. He's watched by Trevor Letowski. Sopel comes back in, takes a hit, moved the puck around the boards. Eric Cairns kept it in for the Islanders. They're winning the little battles, winning the races to the puck, and they're out hitting the Vancouver Canucks early in this game. Dick Tarnstrom. Eric Cairns, big tough guy, got the puck no further than center. Todd Warner dumps it in. He's playing with Matt Cook and Trevor Letowski. Osgood out of his net. This is a line for Vancouver that's shown in the past that it can turn the momentum in Vancouver's favor. Didn't do it on that shift, but they can do it with a shoot in and a forecheck and some hitting. Jason Blake, quick shot by Tchaikovsky wide of the net. Here's Michael Pekka. Chips the puck to the end boards. Tchaikovsky is checked. And Brendan Morrison gets the puck and out he starts. He's got Warner out there still with him. He's on a change now. Puck is flipped in on Osgood. Morrison golfed at the puck and he just missed. Bounced on Osgood. Here's Tchaikovsky back the other way. Isbister joins him. So does Pekka. Isbister shoots, scores! Brad Isbister on the 12th New York Islanders shot of the period gives New York a 1-0 lead over Vancouver.
Well, Brad Isbister matches the number in his back with goals. Good play here. Little drop pass to Isbister, and I wondered if it was bouncing. It looked like the puck rolled a little bit, but he hit post and in. Good shot by Isbister from an outside shot, hit the inside of the post, and put it home.
Brad Isbister's name was floated around at the trade deadline as someone who might be available. He's a big power winger that the Islanders hope will break loose and be like Todd Bertuzzi. His 15th goal of the season. Pekka and Tchaikovsky should assist on it at 10:23, and the Islanders lead 1-0. Again tonight, the Canucks are in a hole, and they've been outplayed early in the game. Here's Oleg Kvasha to the front of the net. Kluche made the save, and there's a quick enough whistle. Look at this in front of the net.
Kluche went right after it. Was it Kvasha?
Dave Scatcher.
Scatcher, you know what? Kluche got his helmet knocked off. And the people in the building think there's a goal, but there's no way. The whistle went far before the puck went in.
Boy, Kluche went just straight after Dave Scatcher. Here's the goal again. Brad Isbister, his 15th of the season, a fluttering puck and a 1-0 lead for the Islanders on Long Island. Missed the net 7 times too. The zone time was 11 minutes and 38 seconds in the Vancouver end, only 4:37 in the Islander end. Even the faceoffs were 84% Islanders, but they only lead 1-0.
And now watch Mariusz Tchaikovsky, just a beautiful backhand pass there to Brad Isbister. He puts it off the post and in. And Darren Kluche was real good. Kluche was the reason that this Canuck team isn't down by more than one. Mark Parrish, it felt like Parrish was just always in front of Kluche. I want to show you something here. Stop it here, guys. Watch Adrian Aucoin. What a good way to change. He puts the puck on Dan Kluche. This is going to be icing? No, it isn't. Put it on Kluche, change up. Smart hockey.
With the Islanders, great forecheck in the first period, didn't they? They have a good goals. Gets away from Brent Sopel, who caught up to the front of the net. Bates couldn't knock the puck out of the air. This Islander team has 17 shorthanded goals. They're dangerous. While the other team's on a man advantage. Daniel Sedin with his shot. A nice save by Osgood. Linden centering. Jovanovski just missed the net on a one-timer. Brendan Morrison's out on the power play as they try and get the first unit on now. Adrian Aucoin for Michael Pekka. He's checked. Henrik Sedin. Trevor Linden. Henrik to Daniel. Henrik. Jovanovski sneaks in off the left point. Daniel Sedin for Henrik. Jovanovski at the blue line. Linden is screening. Henrik Sedin into the slot. Daniel tried to tip the puck to the net. Adrian Aucoin blocked it. Less than half a minute to go in the power play. Here's Brian Helmer off the bench. He shoots. Hard shot just wide. Aucoin's trying to clear the puck. Linden won't let him, but Adrian stays on the puck and gets it down the ice. 15 seconds to go in Vancouver's first power play. Helmer to Morrison. Bertuzzi's ahead of him. Naslund in front. Bertuzzi stopped by Osgood. What a save by Osgood. That was a 2-on-0 for Naslund and Bertuzzi down at the net.
Yeah, that was set up by Dan Cloutier, too. Nicely done.
Still 1-0. Back to 5-on-5. Another save by Osgood and a long shot by Helmer. Well, let's see if Vancouver now at 5-on-5 can pick up the pace here. Get some momentum from that power play that came close. Jovanovski checked by Lapointe. Morrison moved the puck to Brian Helmer. Out he starts with Marcus Naslund. Naslund draws a crowd, ran into it, turned the puck over. Here comes Kavasha. He shoots. Another nice save by Cloutier. Oleg Kavasha and Steve Webb into forecheck. Morrison's back for the puck. Marcus Naslund takes over. His shoot in. Bertuzzi goes in after the puck. Eric Cairns gets back first. He'll start out as Vancouver changes on the fly. Steve Webb gets the puck deep. Kavasha's in after Sopel. Sopel makes the turn, makes a nice play, then he's tripped up. There's another penalty coming up against the Islanders. Vancouver will go right back to the power play. Cloutier got run over trying to come out of the net on a delayed penalty call. He ran into Steve Webb and went down trying to get to the bench on the delayed penalty call.
Yeah, Steve Webb went right after Cloutier. I wonder if this is going to be 2 penalties because the first one was on Kavasha knocking down Cloutier. Cloutier is going now to the bench and gets knocked down by Steve Webb. Here's the first one. So that's going to be the call. It's Kavasha right there. Now watch Steve Webb come over and just knock over Cloutier. I think he was trying to draw Cloutier into a penalty. I think there's going to be 2 Islander penalties.
And so there should be.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought in live action that it was just incidental contact with Cloutier going to the bench, but he laid his shoulder into it.
He went right after it. I guess Webb is thinking, I'm going to draw a penalty here and get Cloutier mad at me. See what they do. Should be a 5-on-3 for the Vancouver Canucks.
All of this 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the second period with the Islanders leading 1-0.
So Kavasha goes in. That's a good play too. Look at Dan Cloutier get the puck up ice. This is going to go Helmer right to that's Brendan Morrison, and that creates the 2-on-0.
0 for 1 with a man advantage. This time they'll start the power play with Marcus Naslund, Todd Bertuzzi, and Jan Hlavic up front. Jovanovski and Morrison, the point men of the power play. Here's Jovanovski into the attacking zone, turned the puck over as he was ganged at the blue line, but it's kept alive. Morrison to Bertuzzi, and Pekka breaks up the play.
Boy, do the Islanders ever press right now. They know the Canucks are a good team. They want to take away their opportunity to put pucks on Chris Osgood. They're pressing everywhere.
Hlavic battled hard and got the puck back to Jovanovski. Brendan Morrison, Bertuzzi goes to the front of the net. In for Hlavic against Adrian Aucoin. Bertuzzi stepped behind the goal to Marcus Naslund. Puck got away from him. Jovanovski kept the play onside. Oh, a battle with the puck underneath Kenny Janssen. Naslund trying to poke it loose from Adrian Aucoin. Kick loose, Bertuzzi alone in front, and he couldn't put it in. Got a piece of the post on his patented backhand upstairs. Here's Jan Hlavic. Marcus Naslund, Bertuzzi's screening. There's the shot just wide of the net. Brendan Morrison, Janssen and Bertuzzi sparring in front of the net with their sticks in the air. Jovanovski from the blue line fakes the shot. Morrison looks towards the goal. Bertuzzi at the side of the net. Poke check by Osgood. Morrison shoots. Osgood the save. Rebound is scooped up and taken away by Sean Bates. Half a minute to go in the penalty.
Well, Janssen had a hold of Bertuzzi's stick, and he was trying to loose it. And boy, what a battle that was in front of the net.
Bertuzzi in this period has had 2 great chances to score on the power play. Turned back. First time by Osgood, the second time I think by the goalpost to the side of the net.
Dan Cloutier is getting a good healthy boo every time he touches the puck. That's typical here in the island.
5 seconds to go in the power play. Sopel missed the puck at the blue line, and Claude Lapointe races after Matthias Ohlund. Penalty's over. Kavasha's back on. The teams are 5-on-5 once again. Daniel Sedin with a tip in of a Trevor Linden pass. Linden into forecheck. Now the Canucks are trying to give the Islanders a dose of their own medicine. Get a forecheck going. Get the pace up here a little bit. A turnover, and Skatcher keeps the puck in as Olin tried to clear it. Kavasha with Kip Miller in front of the net. Olin and Henrik Sedin work for the puck. Daniel tried to tip it out and missed, but the puck went out to center anyway. Vancouver's changing on the fly. Kip Miller up the middle. Kavasha's in alone. Great save, Cloutier! And Dan Cloutier keeps the Canucks in the game again and again. There's his best save of the night. Todd Bertuzzi has had tremendous opportunities in the second period. That one hit iron and stayed out of the net. And Dan Cloutier stopped Kavasha. This game at 1-0. That's only the second shot for the Islanders in this period. Now they've won another faceoff. The point won it. Here's Alexei Yashin centering pass, hit escape. Cloutier again with a save as Yashin pokes at the puck and Cloutier holds the post. Last one he was 5-1 in the first. He's on the ice now with Morrison and Naslund as Olin puts a weak shot on goal. Naslund, Canucks have outshot the Islanders 9-3 in the second period. Haven't scored yet. Brent Soper. Todd Bertuzzi, Adrian Aucoin watching him, and he shoots the puck off the glass for Marcus Naslund. Brendan Morrison looked for Bertuzzi, centering pass. Osgood the save, and Bertuzzi got a second whack at it. But Chris Osgood has taken over from Dan Cloutier as the busiest goalie and the best goalie in the second period.
Oh, that was nice. Very nice. Good cycle by the Canucks. It started with Marcus Naslund. Cycles into Brendan Morrison, and a little chip pass right there onto the stick of Bertuzzi. There's a good look at his strength. The coin had the stick of Bertuzzi tied up, and he still got a shot on net.
Brendan Morrison had a glance just before he got the puck to see where Bertuzzi was. And he knew that he'd be there if he could hold on long enough.
Good save.
There's Bertuzzi heading for the slot. Morrison gets him the puck, and there was a second chance there as the puck bounced off Chris Osgood. Eric Cairns pinches down. Linden's trying to make him pay. Struggling up the boards, trying to get the puck to Hlavich and Kent. Luce put the puck around to the boards, couldn't get it out. Kavasha to Skatcher, a one-timer just missed up high. Struggling off the glass as he was hit by Cairns. Hlavich at center. Linden coming up to join him. There was Dick Tarnstrom that got a shot at Hlavich. Linden ran into Osgood. There's going to be a penalty here against Trevor Linden. Greg Kimberly, the referee out at center, is going to call Trevor Linden for interfering with the goaltender. And the New York Islanders will get a power play. It's a kneeing call.
Well, Trevor Linden does get tied up here. There it is. Oh, it was knee on knee. Linden saying, I just got to get out of the way. Hello. That's contact.
Another look at the goal by Marcus Knapp.
Killers are Matt Cook and Trevor Linden, but with him in the penalty box, Morrison comes out.
And Mark Parrish has been good in the power play. Alexei Yashin has 27 points in the power play. He's on the ice. What a difference. Two different games. Islanders 19-8 in the first period, 15-3 Vancouver in shots in the second. Net firmly anchored again.
Yeah, Pierre Champoux, the linesman, spotted that from the blue line.
Could have been advantage Canucks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't taken much of a bump to knock it the rest of the way off. Off the draw. Kenny Janssen. Roman Hammerlick to the net. Cloutier makes a blocker save. Parrish gets a hold of the puck to Bates in the corner. He tried to kick it and missed. Matt Cook took a hit from Kenny Janssen, but he made the play, got the puck out as he was bowled over by the shoulder of Janssen. Half a minute gone in the Islander power play. Power play that's 0 for 3 in the game. Roman Hammerlick shoots the puck in. Parrish on the fly after it, so is Bates. Now Yashin. Olin finds an opening and gets the puck to center. A race for it. Janssen and Cook. Cook owes Janssen one, so he wanted to get there. Here's Yashin to Bates. Wrist shot is stopped. Bates gets the puck again off the rebound in front. A coin shot, and he missed the net and checks his stick immediately. Didn't discard it, though, so there's nothing wrong with it. Parrish got the puck by Olin to Alexei Yashin. Cross ice to Roman Hammerlick. He's under pressure. All he can do is dump the puck in. Bates. That's the puck over for Parrish. To Alexei Yashin. Olin comes over. Yashin couldn't find the puck. Knocked loose. Barron around on the boards. A race for it. Hammerlick beat Chubarov. John Bates Steered to the boards. Parrish for Yashin. One-timer scores! Alexei Yashin makes it 2-1. Alone in front of the net. Almost looked like he double hit the puck.
I'll watch what happens here. Murray Barron goes up the boards. So Matthias Olin, when this comes down, comes over. Now Yashin is left wide open. Brendan Morrison's got to come down as the back forward a little quicker to take that spot. When you get both of your defensemen on the boards, something opens up. And the player that opened up, unfortunately for the Canucks, was Yashin.
So Alexei Yashin has his 31st to match Marcus Naslund. A power play goal. The Islanders are 1 for 4 with a man advantage and have forged a lead again as Pekka comes in with a big hit on Scott LaChance. There's another penalty coming up here. Another penalty against the Vancouver Canucks. Penalty problems mount, and Todd Bertuzzi is going to get the gate, and Vancouver will be shorthanded again with 2:48 to go in this second period.
Out of his hand by Brendan Morrison.
And then the Islanders went ahead again on a power play late in the period.
Yeah, and I think that was a double clutch off of Yashin. Went off his stick, maybe hit his arm or hit his stick again and went in. And you know what, Jim? When you look at those great Islanders, I have only one thought.
What's that?
Number 22, you just draw on him right here. This guy right here is probably the only player that didn't actually have a chance to beat me up.
Even Billy Smith?
Oh,
or maybe especially Billy Smith.
Oh, yeah. Billy Smith used to take a big swing at me with his stick. He didn't like me standing in front of him. And the other 4 guys were pretty tough superstars.
A sensational team in the early 80s with 4 straight Stanley Cups, and coach
those guys didn't
Albert,
beat me up. No way.
Bowtie Bill. They beat a lot of other teams up in deals and in strategy and in putting this team together. Brent Sopel lugs the puck to center. 3 Islanders there. They force the turnover. Here comes Brad Isbister again, and he fanned on the shot. Got it to the net. Knocked away to the corner. Marius Tchaikovsky heads for the net. Screen shot. He scores! First time in the road trip, Vancouver surrendered a third period goal, and I don't think Dan Cloutier saw it.
No, he sure didn't. Brad Isbister went right to the net. Tchaikovsky, what a nice shot. Watch this. Through the legs of Matthias Olin. There's no way Cloutier could see it. Sopel's in front of him. Here's the first part. A fan right there. Fan shot by Isbister. He's going to come around in front of the net. Sopel stands with him. And Tchaikovsky puts it right through the legs of, that might have bounced off the leg of Matthias Olin.
Problem started outside the blue line about 12 seconds before the goal when Brent Sopel turned the puck over just outside his own blue line, and Brad Isbister started the play that you watched to the net. There's Tchaikovsky, finished it off, and it's 3-1 for the New York Islanders nearing the midway mark of the third period. Number 19 for Marius Tchaikovsky, and Isbister should have an assist on the play, and if he doesn't get one, he certainly helped out.
Yeah, here it is. You'll see the puck turns over right up in this area, right at the red line. There's where Isbister gets the puck. It was Mike Pekka that turned the puck over. And here's the shot by Tchaikovsky. You know, Mike Pekka, that's one thing that I've seen the Islanders do a lot, Jim, is they tend to try to force that puck at the red line.
And Helmer, there's a breakaway pass up the middle. Marcus Naslund, O'Coin hooking it from behind. The save is made. Is there a penalty shot? Penalty shot! Marcus Naslund gets a penalty shot. Even though he directed the puck at the net and the rebound was almost put in the goal, the Vancouver Canucks have a chance to tie the game on a Marcus Naslund penalty shot. He's had one before this season. Remember what he did to Curtis Joseph?
Watch this set play off the faceoff. Naslund's going to come straight through. Jovanovski hits him up the guts. Good set face-off play. And that's a great penalty shot. This is a good call.
stayed with it, very nearly poked it in anyway underneath the pad, and Bertuzzi was right there. But Marcus Naslund on a penalty shot against Chris Osgood has a chance to tie this game.
You think Naslund's going to shoot or make a move? Typically, he likes to shoot. See what he does here. Osgood's not allowed to move until Naslund touches the puck.
Everyone in the building is standing. Here comes Marcus Naslund to tie the game on a penalty shot on Chris Osgood. Stopped by Osgood. Marcus made his move, went to his forehand, but Osgood stopped him with a great save.
Oh, that was a good save, and it was a great move by Naslund. Everybody in the building, including us, is thinking he's going to go backhand, forehand, backhand. And Osgood just comes right across and makes a save. Here's a good look at it.
This is exactly the move, I think, that he made on Curtis Joseph against Toronto, and he had Joseph sliding right out of the net.
Yeah, and did you see on that where Naslund, yes, he had it, and he couldn't get it up. Naslund doesn't touch the puck, and Osgood moves out. But they didn't make the call. He moved before Naslund touched the puck. I just read that in the rules the other day.
Well, it's still 3-2. There is a power play.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Boots should go. No, they want him up. Okay, they're going to pull him up a little bit and pull him quick, I guess. I guess the point is that if the Islanders win the face-off clean, they could get a good shot on net, I suppose.
Linesman was just warning the Vancouver bench not to substitute too early for the goalie. Brendan Morrison, Todd Bertuzzi, Marcus Naslund, Matthias Olin all up at the face-off circle. Jovanovski, the lone man back. LaPointe to take the draw against Morrison. Morrison wins it. Naslund's stick is tied up. Jovanovski across ice to Matthias Olin. He shoots. Osgood makes the save. Rebound is cleared by Jason Blake. Cloutier stayed in, and he's out to play the puck. 1:10 to go in the third period. Vancouver's on a power play, trailing by a goal. Here comes Jovanovski to center, into the attacking zone. Still he's got the puck. Passed it back and gave it away to Claude LaPointe. He tries to clear, and he does. The goaltender's out for the extra attacker now as Jovanovski went into the attacking zone. Cloutier left. Vancouver has a 6-on-4 attack. 47 seconds to go in the third. And the play is stopped.
Trevor Linden's going to get a penalty. And it's going to be for interfering in the neutral zone. He bumped the stick of the top forward out of his hand. And he'll be called for interference.
With 46 seconds to go in the third period.
So right there, Linden knocks the stick out of the top forward. You know, he picked it up later, though. He knocked it out. And
well, Vancouver and the New York Islanders will be 4-on-4 here. So Vancouver will then pull its goaltender to be 5-on-4. Still a considerable advantage for Vancouver when they pull the goaltender. But not like a 6-on-4. Shots are now 38-33 Vancouver. Since the start of the second period, they've outplayed the Islanders. Here comes Todd Bertuzzi into the attacking zone. The goalie's coming out for the extra attacker. Marcus Naslund has just come on. Olin put the puck in behind the net. Vancouver with a 5-on-4 advantage here with the net empty. Naslund couldn't get a hold of the puck. Sean Bates and Naslund battle for it. 22 seconds to go. Naslund gets up, tried to put the puck in front. Cleared outside the blue line. One last rush if they hurry, but the puck might make the net. Down the ice it goes. Jovanovski gets back. Icing's waved off. 10 seconds to go. Here comes Todd Bertuzzi. In over the blue line. Turned the puck over. Kenny Johnson gets it, and the winning streak will come to an end. The Islanders have defeated the Vancouver Canucks 3-2.
Well, the Canucks really battled in the third. The Islanders were all over them in the first.
Why wasn't there an icing call at the end of the game? I think that's what Mark Crawford is asking, and Jack McElhargy. Why wasn't that icing?
Yeah, Jovanovski beats the run. He got back and touched the puck. It was 17 seconds when Jovanovski touched it.
Midway through the third period, Marcus Naslund brought down by Adrian Aucoin, and the call is penalty shot. Naslund versus Osgood. We've seen this move before earlier in the season against Curtis Joseph. Marcus Naslund breaking in, forehand, backhand, can't lift the puck back up. Osgood with a huge save preserving the victory. Tonight's 3 stars, the 3rd star, Chris Osgood, busier than Dan Cloutier tonight, made a ton of good saves. The 2nd star is the opposing goaltender, Dan Cloutier, good when he had to be. And the guy that opened the scoring was busy all night, Brad Isbister, the 1st star of this game. Canucks take a 5-game road winning streak onto Long Island, and are stopped by the Islanders tonight 3-2. And I got Brad Isbister beside me, and Brad, real playoff atmosphere in that game.
Yeah, it was, a lot of skating, a lot of checking. Those are the type of games I enjoy playing, and a lot of fun. And, like you said, that was a big win for us. The Canucks have been on quite a roll this road trip, and it was nice to get the big win.
You guys were on a bit of a stall there for a bit, and then a great game against the Leafs, even though you didn't win, and then another solid game tonight. Do you feel like you're back on the right track?
Yeah, I hope so. Like you said, unfortunately, we didn't get the 2 points out of the Leafs game, but we did get the 1, and I thought, our game improved from the games past. We were kind of starting to slide, so hopefully we nipped it in the butt, and with tonight's effort, it kind of looks like we did. We just have to keep going from here. You opened the scoring in this one, a rush down the right side. Perhaps tell us how it happened. Yeah, I just kind of got caught in the back check, and Osgood passed out to me. I, moved the puck up to Marius, and try to get on my horse and get up in the play, and he made a great job, passed to me here, and I just tried to snap it on net, and found the back of the net. Luckily, I had a few chances to shoot down the wing tonight, fanned on a couple, but luckily I got one. You probably read the papers and hear at the San TV, and your name was rumored in the trade deadline. Are you happy to be here, and were you willing to prove something tonight? Yeah, I'm happy to be here. You try not to think about that, but yeah, your name comes up, and every team paper, and your buddies are calling you and telling you about it. But I try not to think about it. I'm glad they didn't change our team. We added Darren Van Imp, and other than that, it's the same team that we started with at the start of the year. So it says a lot, and hopefully we can stay together and win for this year and many years to come. Thanks, Brad. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks very much. Brad Isbister had the opening goal tonight as his team wins 3-2. Now let's go upstairs to Jim and Wally.
Mike Pekka fires, he catches nothing but iron. It was 1-0 after 1, but if not for Dan Cloutier and a little bit of metal, it could have been a lot worse. He made 18 saves, Vancouver. Then on the power play, Bertuzzi all alone goes to the backhander. He hits the crossbar. Islanders then get a break. Ole Kavasher on a breakaway. Cloutier, though, stacked in the pads. Marcus Naslund then circles out in front off the loose stick of Osgood, his 31st. We are tied at 1. Not for long, though. Islanders on the power play again. Parrish to an unmanned Alexei Yashin. He's all alone in front. It's 2-1. Third period. Islanders widen the gap. Turkowski tees it up and puts it through the legs of Olin past the screen. Cloutier, his 19th. It's 3-1. Canucks, though, don't give up on the power play. Marcus Naslund with a shot. Todd Bertuzzi banging home the rebound. He's got 29. That makes it 3-2. Naslund then gets hauled down by Adrian Aucoin, the former Canuck. And you know what that means.
Marcus Naslund gets a penalty. Here comes Marcus Naslund to tie the game on a penalty shot on Chris Osgood. Stopped by Osgood.
Osgood goes to the backwards butterfly. It was a brilliant save. It was a pretty nice move. Vancouver, they had the right man with the penalty shot. He just couldn't close the deal. In the end, the New York Islanders hang on to win it by a score of 3-2. Really was a good hockey game. These two teams going tooth and nail in this contest. So much for the Canucks. They were attempting to win a franchise record 6 straight game on the road. That streak, though, comes to an end. Meanwhile,
second period, 1-1 Isle power play. Bates, Parrish, Yashin! Yashin's earning all that money right now for the Islanders. Put them up 2-1. Marcus Naslund, breakaway. Don Koharski, is this a penalty shot? Tell us. Yes. Naslund. Boy, Osgood's patience here. He doesn't fall from the first deke.
Well, Osgood's given him glove to begin with. And if you see, Osgood is looking like, I'm going to give him glove, and then Naslund goes towards his backhand, and Osgood was shifting that way, and then he read it right away and got over to his right with his right pad. Obviously, it's a terrific save.
Yashin, 7 goals in the last 10 games. Vancouver's 5-game win streak is snapped. They have 10 games left, 7 at home. Bertuzzi, 12 goals in his last 14. He scored again, 19 in his last 30. All right, Eastern Conference, Darren Pang. The Bruins remain #1, but just 11 games left. The Flyers do have a couple of games in hand on the Bees.
Feel bad. The Minnesota Wild. Brunette, one pass, and then there's the play, the end result. Gabrick with the quick shot, and what a save. Absolutely outstanding save by Chris Osgood. Look at the quick puck movement and the quick shot. I mean, that puck, he didn't control that puck at all. He just let it go. And then the defensive play by Willie Mitchell. Look at him come back on Tchaikovsky, who thought he had a step. He did. With that long reach and a good defensive play, we remain scoreless.
Brad Brown and Mark Parrish are in the box for 2 minutes roughing. Double team down there. Wild come up with it. Now stepping in for a shot and a block by Lapointe, who went down. Isles with a 3-on-2 opportunity for the moment. A big shot from Adrian Aucoin just wide.
Beautiful defensive play by Lapointe. Minnesota finished their power play by keeping the pressure on even strength.
Yashin turns it back the other way. Down the left wing, pulling up. Nice pass to Bates. Had a man open. Yashin's shot is stopped by Fernandez. The Islanders 3-on-2 nearly added up. Gaborg's shot stopped on a high shot and a save by Osgood. Back comes Yashin, 3-on-2. Holding, passing, and deflection. In on goal by Kenny Janssen. Fernandez makes the stop. We're scoreless in the second at Nassau Coliseum. All right, so Brunette in. Brad Brown roughing. 17:32, so final 2:28. Islanders second opportunity on the power play this afternoon. Here's Yashin with it. Out of Bates, stepping back, moving in, and a nice play made defensively by Lubomir Sekarash. The Islanders come up with it. Hammerlick. Now Janssen. Turning, looking for direction. Now he goes back behind the net to Parrish. Man in the zone. It's Hammerlick got into the slot, and the shot was stopped by Fernandez.
Fernandez doesn't look like a goaltender that struggled this year, has he? And there it is. It's unless they take a penalty. And Peter Laviolette and I talked about it on the plane coming back from Toronto, and he says it's something that we're still working on. He said we didn't skate, we didn't rotate properly. Let's see if they've worked on it enough to get something done on this one.
0 for 3, only one shot on the power play in the game. Hammerlick and Janssen on the points. Miller down low looking for Tchaikovsky. Back out to Hammerlick it comes. Yashin steps in, shoots up Fernandez, then goes after it. But Fernandez able to hold. Miller wins the faceoff. Janssen to Hammerlick. Back to Janssen, stepping in, did not shoot it. Hammerlick, pass a little bit off target. Now it's Janssen, and it goes by his stick, able to retrieve it.
You got to go to the other side again.
Now Miller. They've got Tchaikovsky closed off in the slot. Janssen stepping in. Now Yashin. Down low. Back to Janssen. Hammerlick doesn't get it off. Now Janssen. Big shot. Knocked down by Bombardier. Loose in the crease. Fernandez falls on it. With the same unit, and it's cleared out off the face-off win by the Wild.
You see, their thinking was correct. Their movement of the puck was fine. Their movement of the players was fine. Everything was fine, except they had it on the wrong side of the ice, where you can't make the one quick pass and get the shot.
Hammerlick to Janssen. Wilder packing it in. Hammerlick shot missed, and it's roofed by Miller. The Islanders lead it 1-0. Fifth of the year, and the Isles are on top.
Kenny Janssen ends up telling Yashin to come off the goal line and move the other way. See, they're moving it from that side. Here's Yashin over here. Now watch Kenny Janssen. See, he tells him to come over. So now he's a right-handed shot that could take the shot that way. Then he goes the other way. That allows Hammerlick to take the shot off the pass right there. And the rebound to Miller, and it couldn't have been more perfect. Could not have been more perfect. So Hammerlick is allowed to take the shot off the pass, which they're trying to do, and then the perfect rebound shot by Kip Miller. right up high. And if you want to know where it hit, watch the water bottle. Here it is again. The shot off the pass. It's what they were looking for. And there's the water bottle. And that's a huge goal, a power play goal. And the Islanders lead it 1-0. And now they'll stay on the 5-on-3 because of
what he saw at all. Tied at 1, so both teams exchanging power play goals here in the third. Out comes Isbister, one man to beat. Can't do it. Brunette's 18th of the year from Dowd and Sekarash. We're tied at 1.
All right, Brunette's having some kind of a year. He's had a great year for the Wild. Now here's someone that they always knocked his skating. Can't skate. And he's not a great skater. Doesn't have any speed. I'll tell you what, you get him down around the net. He's a very bright player. He's got a lot of patience with the puck. He'll hold on to it. And he's had a tremendous year. He's been very, very helpful to the development of Marian Gaborik. Very helpful.
Second leading scorer on the Wild, and a shot through a screen, but it didn't get through. Knocked down by Benasek. Islanders along the boards. Yashin controls. Still with it. Keeps it alive. Tried to find a teammate. Still with the Islanders in possession. Bates to Mark Parrish. Now Yashin working his game behind the net. Being harassed by Roost. Still Yashin kept it in. Bates has it. Goes to the net. Centers. Scores! Mark Parrish! And the Islanders take a 2-1 lead.
When Alexei Yashin has the puck, Mike, there's not many better in the league. Oh, well, watch this play right here. Look at all the abuse he takes and how he keeps control of the puck. Stays with it, stays with it, stays with it, stays with it, and now gets it open to the other side, and Bates with the perfect pass. Mark Parrish so strong in front of the net, puts it in. But Yashin is the player that made this work because of his persistence on the puck, his strength on the puck, and that allowed Bates and Parrish then to attack the net, and Parrish finishes the playoff. Look at Parrish. What a job he does with his body. See how quickly he turned and got his stick on the ice ready for the pass, and he put it in. Huge goal for Mark Parrish.
Parrish knew exactly what to do. Get to the net, position himself, and his 28th of the year gives the Islanders a 2-1 lead on MSG. You go at it for all these games in the regular season.
Yeah,
there is a reward.
You know, you do first things first, especially after missing the playoffs for 7 years. You know, first and foremost, your goal is to make the playoffs. You know, just make the playoffs. And again, I think right now what they need to continue to do is just not worry about the teams ahead of them.
Wild moving in, shot, and a kick save. What a stop by Osgood on Darby Hendrickson. Back comes Parrish, got a man, feeds him, but the deflection off the stick and over the net is Fernandez able to hold on.
Tremendous speed.
2-3.
And you know, he'll be looking to try and get behind the defense.
There he is. Pulls up, can't get a shot off, and Pekka back with a back check takes him out of it.
And Pekka took a big-time slash on the back of the leg from Walls after the hit.
Now back behind the goal, Van Imp around the boards, chipped out by Pekka, and he's still going at it along the boards this time with Ladislav Benasek. Big shot in on Osgood. He gloves it. 1.5 minutes remaining. 2-1 Isles. Precious 2 points. Second of 4 games on this homestand. Rangers coming in on Monday. There's Janssen. Fires it around the boards and out of the zone.
That's one of those games where how many times you hear a must-win game for the Rangers, especially after coming off the loss last night. They're down to single digits in games remaining.
Bates in the final minute runs it down. Now back to Yashin. Turning. Gives to Bates. They cycle it for the moment. Yashin and Lapointe now working the corners. Islanders keeping away from Minnesota in this final minute. 45 seconds left. Lapointe digging hard in the corner. Finally, Gaborik comes up with it. In the neutral zone, cross ice it comes. Here's Jim Dow down the right wing, tried to go by Hammerlick, drops it in the corner. Pekka's there, comes up with it, tried to clear it, couldn't do it. Pekka taking off his skates, Wild with it. An opportunity, but Hammerlick intercepted, and he's able to chip it out near the blue line, and the Islanders clear the zone with 10 seconds remaining.
A delayed penalty against LaPointe and the Islanders, and I don't think it'll make any difference. Yeah,
LaPointe waiting, and they're going to whistle it. Let's see if the game is ended.
Yeah, LaPointe did the right thing. See, LaPointe knew that the penalty, the delayed penalty, was against him. And that's why he didn't want to clear the puck out of the zone with 4 seconds remaining, because it would have given the Wild a face-off with the puck.
Good, who made 28 saves this afternoon. Jacques Lemaire with that wry, cat-like smile, knowing his team had an opportunity after tying it in the third, with Mark Parrish with the game winner.
You know what, Mike? The Islanders, I thought, played a very smart game against a tenacious team. They were patient. They didn't have many turnovers in the neutral zone, which is what Minnesota wants you to do by being impatient and by trying to make an extra move. And they kept going. And I think, you know, it kind of takes me back to a key play where, you know, they kept dumping the puck in. Here's where the Islanders are trying to get the puck out at this time. Hammerlick makes a good play. The penalty's going to come right here. Right there is where the penalty. This referee now makes the call. It's a delayed call. The whistle will blow as soon as the Islanders touch the puck. They don't. Watch the puck come back to the other side. Here's LaPointe. He won't play the puck. Takes the man, and by that time, by the time they touch it, the game is over. Smart play.
LaPointe knew how much time was left. He needed to make one more play. Kip Miller's power play on a 5-on-3 opportunity gave the Islanders the 1-0 lead. One of the stars, Chris Osgood.
He was good, wasn't he?
26th win of the season for him. Terrific. And now Mark Parrish with the game winner. It came at 15:53 of the third. Playoff-like atmosphere, low-scoring win for the Islanders. Back with more after this.
The game-winning goal. This is the end of it. Yashin all the work. The beautiful pass from Bates. Parrish was in front, stick on the ice. Quick shot, here it is again. Watch Parrish work in front. And the quick shot past the goaltender Fernandez turns out to be the game winner as the Islanders go on to win it.
A good, solid, disciplined win this afternoon for the Islanders. They open up a 2-point advantage on the Devils, still have a game in hand as they head down the stretch, winning their second straight at home today, 2-1 over the Minnesota Wild.
Another good effort, Mike. It was a very good effort. They had that against Toronto in the 3-2 overtime loss there. They came back to beat a very good Vancouver team in a 3-2 game. Their work ethic again today was at a very high level, and that's what led them to this win as well.
Well, Sarah Hughes joined us at Nassau Coliseum, got an official Islander jersey wearing #1, and then the hits kept coming and coming and coming in the first period. It was scoreless, but Brad Isbister made his impressions, and so did Steve Webb. Manny Fernandez was sharp all day long, and Michael Pekka hit another pipe. 3 of those of late. Chris Osgood was equal to the task as the Islanders prevail 2-1. Coming up Monday on Fox Sports New York, Rangers Islanders right here at Nassau Coliseum.